Okay, perfect. So we're going to kick off the ambassador training for tonight. So like I mentioned, if you're new and you have just joined the GPA family, type it in the chat. We'd love to see who's new here. If you're a guest joining us, we'd also love to see that too. We're pretty open and transparent around here. But I want to go ahead and bring up our CEO and founder, Michelle Schaefer. This woman is just absolutely incredible with her being, and you heard a little bit about her tonight, her just being the leader of this, saying yes to the call a couple years ago when God said, hey, I want you to steward this vision. She brought together the team, and she is the one to really spearhead all of this with her success of being a multiple seven-figure in network marketing, a biblical leadership expert, the creator of the Radiant Leadership Academy. I mean, I could go on, but I'm just going to go ahead and be calling her up here. So Michelle, where are you at so we can spotlight you?
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good. Dawn, you did an absolutely amazing job tonight. Thank you to you. Thank you to Katie. Thank you to and Brandy. Gosh, we were texting Brandy about your testimony. It was awesome. Thank you, everybody, so much. What an amazing group of women. I'm excited to be on here tonight with you guys. I missed last week because I was enjoying time with my oldest daughter and my grandbaby. So if you're on my Instagram, you got a little spam with some of the cutest child that's ever been born. Sorry to everybody else, but she's by far the cutest. I'm so excited to talk to you tonight about something that we've had a lot of questions about. I'm going to talk about the Radiant Leadership and Life Coaching Program and what that means with the ICF in a little bit. But first, before I get into that, I know a lot of you have had a lot of questions, and we haven't really gone through and answered some of them, and I have a lot of answers for you tonight. But before we do that, I want to talk to you about something else. I want to talk to those of you who have ever been a part of network marketing before, and you have what Molly likes to call the MLM PTSD. I have heard a lot of people talking about this. I see it on Facebook posts, and I can understand why, because there's a lot of stuff out there that's kind of junky in the profession, right? And some of the techniques that people use, they have it, and you kind of think like, wow, I don't really want to be a part of those things. I did a podcast with Ali and Lemon because they specifically told me that I was never going to be involved with network marketing. And I'm here and I'm in love with what we're doing here. And so we did a podcast, and I kind of asked them questions about like, why, and what was your impression, and what did you think? And so if you haven't heard that podcast yet, head over to the Girl Power Alliance podcast. It's on all the normal podcast channels. And by the way, have you subscribed to it yet? Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, our podcast, and make sure that you rate and review them. It just gets more eyeballs on what we're doing here. We never ask you guys to do that, but I'm asking you tonight. Go subscribe to our podcast and share it with other people. Oh my gosh, some of the podcasts are so good. Just amazing women being interviewed on that podcast, their stories, and it's my favorite podcast. It's my favorite podcast. So anyway, we hear a lot of stories about why, and women come in here like, yeah, I think I'm supposed to be here, and then there's all this but, and the whole long list of things that you guys have gone through in other companies with other people. I heard Molly just recently, or maybe it was today, saying, she asked people like, have you ever had a bad experience at church? And they'd be like, yeah, maybe they have, maybe they haven't. She goes, did you stop going to church? No. That's a great point. Have you ever had a bad experience at a restaurant? Probably. If you've ever been to a restaurant, yes. Did you stop going to restaurants? No. Here's something that I just want you to think about. Why were you ever excited about network marketing in the first place? Like, what got you excited about it? It was the hope. It was the potential that, man, maybe, I love this product, whatever the product is, and I'm sharing it anyway. Maybe I actually could have success here. Maybe I actually could make some money. Maybe I could actually make enough money that I could quit this job that I'm going to every day that's paying the bills, but I actually hate it. I'm uninspired. I'm not having any impact. Maybe you don't like the people that you work with. There could be a million things going on. Maybe I have to commute. I mean, who knows? A million things that could be the reasons why you would like to be free from maybe the 9-to-5 that you're in, or maybe you're a stay-at-home mom and you're like, I really need to bring in an income, but I don't want to put my children in daycare, or I can't afford to put my children in daycare, or I'm homeschooling my kids now, so I don't have the same amount of options. If any of these apply to you, or maybe your career is over and you're retired and you're like, man, our retirement's going to run out, or it's changed, or we don't have very much freedom in our retirement because we don't have a big one. If any of these things apply to you, then what I'm about to share with you is life-changing. This is a life-changing thing. And I want to validate you. Any of the things that maybe have happened to you in the past in network marketing, I'm certain that if it was a bad experience, I'm certain it left an impression on you. But can we break that off? Can we break that off of you and move into something new? Can we move into a new season? One of my life verses is Isaiah 43 verses 18 and 19, where God says, I'm doing a new thing. Do you not see it? Like, don't you see this thing that I'm trying to show you? He says, I'm making a way in the wasteland and streams in the desert. Do you not perceive it? Actually, the verse starts with this: forget the former things. Do you not see him doing a new thing? So he's actually telling us in that verse, listen, maybe you had a bad experience in the past. Forget it. Leave it in the actual past. I'm doing something new. I believe with all of my heart, with every cell of my body, that what we are doing here is taking an old thing and making it new. That God is redefining the network marketing profession. He's redefining the coaching profession. He's redefining the knowledge-based business right here inside of Girl Power Alliance. And you have the opportunity to be a part of it. Yes, there's some of the stats here. Network marketing, it continues to be one of the most powerful ways to create an income and to leverage. And Dawn talked a lot about it, probably because she's a traditional brick and mortar business owner, but my husband and I have been that too. There's a whole slew of things that go along with being a traditional business owner. If your business is content creation or you're in the coaching business, this is another thing where there is all kinds of stuff on the back end that people will never see. They just are a part of doing the business. Why is network marketing such a powerful tool? Because you get to leverage basically a built-in business for you without all of the overhead, without all of the headaches, without all of the things that come along with owning your own business as a traditional business owner or even as a solopreneur. We take care of all of your accounting. We take care of all of the content. We take care of so many of the marketing needs. I think all of them, really, if you just want to keep it simple, use the things that we have created for you here. We take care of all of that. All you get to do is the actual fun part. What's the fun part? You just get to promote the heck out of this thing. You get to just share this amazing thing with other people. And one of the things that I hear often, and Brandy said it tonight, Dawn said it tonight, you hear so many women that are a part of Girl Power Alliance say the community is so amazing. And it is. I've never seen a community like this. And all the things I've ever been involved with, it's worth the price of admission, just the community. But we have the most amazing resources that are life-changing in and of themselves, with new things coming every single month. And this is not just a resource. It's not just a community. This is a business. This is an actual business. Well, on the post I did about the call on social media about the call today, one of the things that we know now stronger than ever before was in the era of the Great Resignation, when 2020 happened and basically the whole world shifted. People's jobs went away. Some of them went home. People began quitting their jobs in record numbers. That's why they're calling it the Great Resignation, because what happened was people were like, I hate this job and I don't want to do it anymore. I hate that I'm not having any impact. I'm going to try something new. And so in this, we are seeing that now more than ever before, people don't want to just go to a job to make money. They want to have an impact. They want what they do to matter. What an amazing thing to be a part of Girl Power Alliance and know that every single woman that you talk to about this business, you're impacting their lives for the kingdom. Is there anything better as a Christian woman that loves Jesus? I don't think there is. It feels fake to me every day. We get to do this thing where not only are we involved, that we are engaged in the growth of ourselves, our personal, professional, our spiritual development, just by engaging in our product. Our product is personal development. Our product is spiritual development. Our product is that. So not only is my life changing and expanding, and am I growing in amazing ways, but I get to share that with other women. And that's my business. How is that even real? That is what we have here. And because of who we are, what we're doing, and how we're impacting the world, we're shifting the narrative. We're changing things. You've heard us say over and over, I don't want you to pitch this. I don't want you to have a sales pitch that just goes out like everybody else at every other network market. I don't want to use the same vernacular. I don't want you to try to convince people. I want you to get in the community, take advantage of the resources, allow God to do what he does. He's doing amazing things here, and then get loud about it and tell every single person that you have ever known about how this is transforming your life. This is our system. Engage. It's about you. It's about you growing. It's about you having transformation. It's about you having shifts in your life. And then you just get excited and tell people about it. I want you to be proud to be part of a network marketing company. I want you to be proud to be part of Girl Power Alliance. I want you to be excited about it. When people say, hey, what do? You're just like, oh my gosh, I'm an ambassador for this amazing company. It's a network marketing company, and I am part of it. And I get to grow and shift and change, and I get to help other women grow, shift, and change. And I get to get paid for that. Really, what's your product? Personal development, spiritual development. What do you mean? Well, we have these amazing online resources. We have these amazing calls. And matter of fact, I'm going through the Radiant Leadership Academy right now. It's changing my life so much that I'm actually going to become a coach and teach the Radiant Leadership Academy, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. This is what we get to do. When we break off this lie, this is a lie that we are attached to this MLM PTSD. Because if you allow yourself to be attached to it, you're negating Isaiah 43, 18 and 19, where God says, forget the former things, forget the past, forget the things that happened to you, and look what I'm doing. I'm doing something new. You get to be a part of it. We're pioneering things. We're doing some exciting things in a new way. We're doing some things that have never been done. We're doing some things that are being done, and everything that we're doing is in a new way. Don't you feel excited to be a part of that? I'm excited to be a part of it. And I'm excited to watch what God has done in your life, in our lives, in the lives of so many women, literally around the globe. We're in 8 countries right now, or maybe 9. It might be 9 now as of yesterday. We're anywhere that speaks English and has access to the internet. We're open right now. Isn't that exciting? And we have very exciting, big plans to be multilingual, to have our resources available in multi languages. And it's just, listen, I ask myself this, God, how far do you want your reach to go? Well, we already know, to the ends of the earth and beyond. So that's how big your market for your business with Girl Power Alliance is. How far when you're thinking about who should I reach out to about GPA, ask yourself that question. God, how far do you want your reach to go? That'll help you write your list. So my question to you is, how far do you think God wants his reach to go within your list, within your device here that has like every phone number of everybody you've ever met, every email of everybody you've ever met? How far do you think God's reach wants to go? That's how you know how big your market is, because he wants that every knee shall bow, that every tongue confess. And I'm excited because, are you a business or are you a ministry? Yes. The answer is yes. We are a business. We're an exciting business that gives you the opportunity to leverage the growth of other people that are engaged in the membership. How cool is that? And are we a ministry? Yes, because guess what? Everything that we do points people to God. That's ministry, right? To go and make disciples of the earth. That's what we're doing. And that's what the Radiant Leadership and Life Coaching Program is all about. So I know you guys have had a lot of questions about that. Let's get into some of the prerequisites and what it is. You can, as a VIP member or a VIP ambassador, what's the difference between the two? A member is somebody that only wants to partake in the resources and is not interested in the business opportunity side. You have access to the exact same resources. The difference is one of you has access to the opportunity and one of you does not. So we love both members and ambassadors. There's no pressure to be an ambassador if you just want to partake, right? We love you all. But if you are a VIP member or ambassador, you have the opportunity to go through the Radiant Leadership Academy, which is an ICF accredited course. That means that we have gone through the rigorous qualifications to have the seal from the International Coaching Federation attached to our training. Girl Power Alliance is now an accredited training provider for the International Coaching Federation. This is a very big deal because the International Coaching Federation is like the creme de la creme in the world of coaching. They're like one of the most, if not the most prestigious global organizations to put their seal on coaching. What we know about coaching is that it continues to grow, and that there has been talk over the last couple of years of regulating coaching, having some type of, you're going to have some type of an accredited training in order to call yourself a coach. We believe that that is coming in the coaching profession, and the ICF will be at the top of that list because of their rigorous training and all the things that they do. So we have that attached to the Radiant Leadership Academy. You get 40 of the continued education credits for that course when you walk through it, which is a very cool thing. And what we found is that women want to teach that course. It's so life transformational that you're like, I want to bring more women into this, and I want to teach it and train it. So the Radiant Leadership and Life Coaching Program is going to do just that. We are running our very first round beginning in January. What are the prerequisites to be a part of the coaching program? Number one, you have to be a VIP member, or you have to be a VIP ambassador in order to be a part of the Radiant Leadership and Life coaching program. Okay, so that's first and foremost. You have to go through one round. You have to complete one round, one 16-week round of Radiant Leadership Academy before you can go through the coach training. Okay, then you're going to go through the 8-week coach training that'll be online. It'll end with a 3-day live workshop to finish up the training. But in order to actually get on the schedule with Girl Power Alliance to be a trainer, you will have to have completed 2 rounds of the Radiant Leadership Academy as a student. Why do we have to do 2 rounds? You'll see, because round 2 is way different than round 1. And round 1 is basically just peeling the outer, have you ever bought a raw onion and it's got that like outer skin that's a different color, and you peel that off and then there's all these other layers? The first round is just the outer skin. And the second round, you go down a number of layers. So there are reasons that we're doing this, because this is a high call. This is a very high call. And God wrote that program. And I know that He wants to transform your life in mighty ways. So in order for you to be the catalyst for other women's transformation, we're excited for you to go through 2 rounds. Okay. What does that mean once I go through the coach training? There's been a lot of questions about that, because once you complete 1 round of Radiant Leadership Academy, you are a certified Radiant leader. That's what you are. A lot of people just want that they want that certification. They don't want to teach it, but it helps them. It helps them in business. It's helping them in leadership. It helps them with authority, building that authority as a biblical leader. You're becoming a certified biblical leader through that program. And when you go through the Radiant Leadership and Life Coaching Program, you will, what we're doing is we have created this training so that you will have the ability, if you choose to, everybody is not going to choose to do this, but if you choose to become a credentialed International Coaching Federation coach, it's very rigorous what they ask of you, but going through our training will prepare you because we are going to be a level 1 accreditation for the International Coaching Federation. This first round that we're starting in January, this is our pilot program, okay? The only way that we can apply to be a level 1 accreditation program is to complete our first training. So we get to go through our whole first training. Once we're done, then we submit the application. So everyone that goes through that first round will have that level 1 accreditation once we get approved, right? So this first round is costing less than any other round because it's our pilot program. So there, all of the things that you will need to apply to be a credentialed level 1 International Coaching Federation coach will be in our program. Now, let me tell you something. Here's what they require of you. You get to go through all of the things that we will supply you with through the training, the certain amount of hours, the certain specific things that they are asking of the coach to be trained in. What they require is after you have gone through the program, you're certified through us, through our program, then you have to have 100 coaching hours outside of that once you're certified, that you have to log and keep track of. This is all through them. This has nothing to do with us, if that's your goal. So when you are done, you will be a certified leadership and life coach through the Girl Power Alliance. And that is an ICF accredited training. For some people, that'll be enough. They won't need to go on to become a member or credentialed through ICF. But for those of you that want to, just know that our training will fulfill all of their prerequisites. And then you have to do the things that they ask of you. You have to submit videos. You have to submit a whole bunch of things. You have to have 100 coaching hours. You have to take a test through them and pay them and all those things. But I know that has been a question, and I had to actually get on a call today with the ICF to confirm some of those answers. So hopefully that answers some of your guys's questions. How do you do the Radiant Leadership Academy? Well, you become a VIP member or ambassador, number one. As soon as you do that, you can go in and sign up for the next class. The start of the next class is in January. The first week in January, we're going to start it. It's 16 weeks. It's all online. It's an hour online during the class and anywhere from an hour to 2 hours online after, like for your homework and all the other things that you do. And that time depends on you. And the girls that have gone through the class will tell you, you can skim through it or you can dive deep, and that's kind of up to you. So it's anywhere from 2 to 3 hours per week for 16 straight weeks. And let me tell you, God just gets a hold of you in the most exciting ways. So this is another thing that we're doing that is very different. We are equipping women to go out and equip women to go out and equip women. This is discipleship at the highest degree. And I will tell you that there's all these different things going on in the world. There's coaching, which we know what that is. Okay. There's coaching. There's therapy, like counseling. And then there's shepherding. What we're doing mostly is shepherding with some coaching thrown in. I am so excited about what we are doing and the way that we are doing it, and how God is taking women right now. And he's saying, now is your time. You know why we call it an Esther season? It's not because I'm trying to glorify the story in the Bible of Esther, because if you actually know the story of Esther in the Bible, it's actually a very sad story. This isn't a beauty pageant like maybe you were taught in church and Sunday school. It was a young girl, they think she was about 14 years old, who was plucked from her home because the king thought she was beautiful and forced her to become his wife. So for 1 year, she was prepared so that she would look a certain way, and that she was prepared in the art of sexual pleasure, so that when she was presented to the king a year later at the age of 15, she would be able to please him sexually. So I do not want to glorify this book of Esther like it's a glorious thing. It's a very sad story. And if it happened today, the guy would go to jail. This is the truth. For basically almost like sex trafficking. He stole this girl from her home. But why is this story powerful? Because as a young girl, she was privy to information that her people were going to be slaughtered. And she took this as an opportunity to go to the king because of her position, because he thought she was beautiful and she was being prepared to be the queen, prepared to be his wife, which did not give her authority over anything. By the way, she wasn't like the queen and could make decisions. She was his concubine. And if she went to him with a question that he didn't like, he could have her killed. Literally, they chopped heads off. He could chop her head off. But she said, if I die, I die. I am taking the opportunity for the position that I'm in right now to do something. Now, if you read the book of Esther, it doesn't talk about her faith in the Lord. It doesn't talk about her being an instrument for God, but we know that she was used by God in that position, in the authority that she was given in that time, for that time, to save many people. I believe, and why I call this an Esther season, is because I believe that you, wherever you're positioned, was for this time to use your influence to multiply the kingdom. That's what I mean when I say this is an Esther season. I'm sad when I see people talk about, oh, it was an Esther this, and we did an Esther experience. I'm like, you maybe have not read the story of Esther. I don't want you to have an extra Esther experience, but I want you to have Esther impact. Esther impact, because where you are right now, whether it's where you want to be by choice or where you were forced into, God wants to use you now. And Girl Power Alliance is one of the vehicles he is going to use. He has made that very clear, not just to me, but to anybody else who has come across our peripheral here. You have the opportunity to do that. I want you to be proud of it. I want you to be proud to be part of Network Marketing Company. I want you to be proud to be part of a movement of pioneering something, of women rising up for the kingdom, being brave when you feel scared, talking to people when you're nervous, admitting to the whole world, I am not equipped to do this, but through the power of God, I'm going to do it. And that's what we're doing here. We're equipping women to equip women to equip women to equip women to go out and say, tag, you're it. Tag, you're it. Stand up. You're not alone. We're here together. And that's one of the most powerful things that we have is this community and how we are locking arms together and saying, guess what? I know what you think you know, but you don't actually know about network marketing. I know you think you know what Girl Power Alliance is, but you don't actually know. I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to show you through my life, through my leadership, how God is changing the narrative. And I'm so excited to be a part of it. Perhaps this is the moment for which you were created. That is what I'm telling you. It's not perhaps. This is the moment for which you were created right now. In this, through this, with this. How many other women can you go out and share this message with? We are doing exciting things here. Nothing excites me more than sending out those commission checks every Monday. And they're getting bigger every week. They're getting bigger. They're getting bigger every month. The monthlies come out next week, all of the bonuses and the residuals. I looked through it today. I'm like, look what they're getting paid. It's growing every month. Molly put a post out today in the ambassador page that says, how big would your team grow if you helped everybody on your team to just bring in 2 members? I want to challenge you starting today to make that your goal for the rest of the month. It's what's the date today? Today is the 10th. You have more than enough time to lock arms with all of the women in your network so far and say, I'm going to help you to bring 2 new members on this month. I am telling you what your goals for 2023, what you do now is going to impact them. End the year on momentum because you're so on fire for what God is doing that no holiday, no busyness is going to distract you from the mission. For this time, you were created for this time. The world needs you to do this. We need to raise up women who are willing to go out and raise up women who are willing to go out. Yeah. Because every life that you bring into this community shifts and changes dramatically. All you have to do is be around here for any length of time. Anybody that was on that VIP call last night with Chantel, I got a bunch of messages today. One of them just before the call, she goes, I don't know what I just listened to, but that was the most amazing call I've ever heard. And I heard so many things that I needed to hear. That's like a norm here. This is our normal. This is what happens all the time in this community. It becomes your life. I don't want to be desensitized to it. It's exciting. It's exciting to know that what we're doing matters. If you've wanted to make more money and I want to make more money and work less, this is your answer. If you want to have a bigger impact, this is your answer. If you've wanted to help other people make money and raise them up, this is your answer. If you wanted to work from home or you wanted to be a business owner, this is your answer. Any of those other things are just lies and distractions trying to keep you from the thing that God is pointing you to. I hear it all the time. Oh, I just feel like I'm supposed to be here, but forget that but. That but is a lie. I mean, B-U-T, not B-U-T-T. Oh, I'm done. It's 6:00. I kind of went off on a tangent tonight. I'm so sorry.
You just muted.
Okay. You weren't supposed to hear that apparently. Okay. I had other things for the training tonight. I went off a little bit on a tangent. I apologize. But then again, I don't apologize because that must mean that you were supposed to hear these things tonight. Listen, we do this call every Thursday and the amazing women leading this call they're knocking my socks off. So make it your goal next week to get together with all of the women that are already in the membership, that are already in your organization, and tell them to bring guests on next week's call so you can help them get there too, so that everybody in your entire organization will get 2 this month. And watch what stinking happens. Watch how God moves in their lives. Watch how the excitement grows, and watch what happens to your checks as they begin to grow so you can get paid for having an impact. Woo, nothing's better. Okay, that's it. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. I cannot wait to see what happens this week. I love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Have a great night.